Okay, your heroes at 7:30. We're going to bring this to a rousing finish. And when I say rousing, I mean rousing. The other name for rousing is Pavlo.
Thank you very much. It's our pleasure to be here once again to perform for you. I've waited 7 hours to get on this stage for 9 minutes. And there's no way anyone's going to tear me off this stage. Now, we're really happy to be here. I love this whole concept. I love this theater. In fact, I'll be here with my full band in February of next year. This next song is way back off the first album. What we just played is off of my latest album. And I wanted to play you something off my first album, which kind of started everything. This is the first song I ever wrote in this Mediterranean style of mine. Wrote it in 1995. I was 10. And went on to record it. It's a song called Santorini Sunset. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll play you one more song before we exit. It's about 19 minutes long. It's an old cover song. You know, I'm born in Canada, a very proud Canadian, although I do live in Tampa, Florida. My parents went from Greece to Canada in the mid-'60s. And I, in particular, was born in the small city of the Danforth. Do you know that place? It's a little Greek city in the middle of... Anyhow, I grew up listening to lots of music, and this particular one I grew up listening to as a child. My mother used to cook in the kitchen as a youngster, and like every good little Canadian boy, I used to jump up onto the table and dance. It was very natural. It's a beautiful old classic song called Never on Sunday.
Pablo, you bring out all the beautiful women.
Thank you, Moses. Thank you.
And it's so nice of you to wait.
Thank you.
Please,
Yes,
yeah. I've got one of these guitars, you know.
Whoop!